Hey, what is up, everyone? We are live. HackTheBox here, back with some more hacking. Let me just turn up my lights. It looks really dark. There, that might be a little bit better. But hey, guys, we are going to do some Active Directory hacking this evening. I will be on for, I don't know, the next 2 hours or so. We are going to change it up a little bit from what we were doing before. Let me first just get Twitch pulled up, make sure everything's going good on there. It looks like it is, and so what we were going through was the Holo network on TryHackMe. We were about halfway done, but I'm gonna pause that. I'm gonna take a break. And the reason for that is after talking to a few people and hearing about some of the issues or complexities with getting the C2 framework set up and the AV invasion part of it, I'm just gonna pause because it seems like something better to work on offline, because it sounds like there's going to be a lot of troubleshooting and things like that involved. So I'm going to try to do some of that offline, and once I get it figured out, I'll jump back on stream so I can share it with you guys. But for this live stream, as we work through things live, I am going to do something different. We're going to take a break from TryHackMe, and we are going to jump into HackTheBox. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, show you guys where I'm at. So one of the cool things I discovered in HackTheBox is we have this Active Directory 101, a series of different boxes starting with Forest and ending in Multi-Master, which is insane. Will I ever get to that? I doubt it, but we'll do our best to work through it. And the reason I want to do this is HackTheBox. I'll pull up Forest. We're going to start with Forest, the first one. HackTheBox doesn't have walkthroughs. Now you can Google them, you can look at them that way, but as I've been working on learning Active Directory, I've done it primarily through following different walkthroughs and networks. A big shout out to Amoeba Man. I don't know if he's joining us live yet, but I'm sure he'll jump on soon. I know it's really early morning where he's at, but I learned a lot by going through his networks. I also learned a lot by doing the course through TCM security on Active Directory type stuff. But now I feel like I'm to the point that I need to learn this by doing it and by stumbling my way through it, by taking good notes, and by trying to make it as realistic as possible. So I want to get my notes pulled up. The only thing I've done with this Forest box is I ran nmap scan on it because I know nmap takes a while to do the scans. So that's all I've done up to this point is just the nmap scan. But I'll show you my notes. I have all these notes on Active Directory hacking, right? So we are going to try to work our way through this box. I'm going to take my time, and we'll try to learn it. My music just changed up on me there. Let me turn it down a little bit. I like it just quiet in the background. I'll turn it up a little bit for you guys. Hopefully you can hear the music. Let me know if the music or anything is too overly loud or powerful. It doesn't mix well on Twitch because I can't hear it myself. But we are going to work on this. And so once again, the only thing I've done is an nmap scan. And I saved my results of the nmap scan right here. And the first part about hacking is reconnaissance, right? So you're searching the company, you're figuring out what's going on, and that's what we're doing right here with our nmap scan. This is more active reconnaissance because we're actually hitting their network. It could be detected, but we are going to just take note. And I want to go through this slowly and show you the results. I do want to show you, in case you're new to this stuff, let me just show you how I got that. Oh shoot, I typed my password wrong. Let's try that again. Adjust my mic a little bit. Okay. I don't know why it when I type HackTheBox, it pauses at the O, so then it messes it up. So here's the original nmap scan. Gosh, it never scrolls right when I'm in my VM. You guys have probably heard me complain about that before. And so what I do first, the first thing I did is I saved Forest to my Etsy host file, just the IP, and then forest.htp. The reason I do that is then you can ping it. You don't have to remember the IP address. But first, it would be a good idea if we got connected to the network, right? So let's do that first. Very similar to TryHackMe. If you've done TryHackMe, from HackTheBox, you just download your configuration file, and just like TryHackMe, it's a OpenVPN file. It starts with lab, so we'll do OpenVPN lab. Name that VPN, open a new tab. Now we can ping it. So here's what I did. My steps if you're scanning a room. The first thing I do is nmap, and I always do T5. You wouldn't do that in a real scenario because it's noisy, but it's faster. And then -p- means scan all the ports, not just the most common ones. forest.HackTheBox and -v for verbose, and I scan through, right? I see what ports are open. Once I know what ports are open, I do a second scan. I'll do nmap -p. I'll specify the port. So for example, 139, 53, whoops. And I go through each one of those ports, and I'll do -a, which means throw all the enumeration scripts at it that we have. Forest.HackTheBox -v for verbose, and then I'll do an output file, and I'll save it to nmap.txt just so we have it recorded. So that's what I've done up to this point. If you're starting scratch and you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to pause the video, run those commands to get your nmap scans, and then come back and join me. But that's what I've done up to this point. So let's go back to HackTheBox, and Forest is the box we're working on right now. And that's just our nmap scan right there. Now let's dig into this nmap scan, see if anything really stands out to us. So we have, let's start with port 53. We have simple DNS plus. So down here, let's just type port 53. Well, we don't need to type port. So let's just start with that, and let's take our time kind of looking through some of these things. So if we go simple DNS plus exploit, is there anything here? We could look at exploit DB. So this is just denial of service. That doesn't matter to us. And yeah, so it looks like it's just denial of service. So I'm going to say probably not of use. But we'll record that. All right, port 88. We're running Kerberos. Right, we might get to do some Kerberosting. We're running MSRPC. We got NetBIOS. We're running LDAP. And we see that we have our domain information here. And site default first site name. So our domain is http.local. Let's type that. Just record all this information down and go through this step by step. So on port 445, we're running Windows Server 2019 standard. Okay. So, and our work group is HackTheBox. So that is some interesting information. If we just, I'm just gonna grab a screenshot of that exact information. I know it's kind of a screenshot of a screenshot, but that's something that stands out to me. And if we go to our scan here, we can see that right here. If we just look this up, we don't really need HackTheBox open anymore. Oh! Well, guys, I think I might already know what our exploit's going to be. It would appear that Windows Server 2016 14393 is vulnerable to the Great Eternal Blue. Well, with that in mind, we're running a web server out here. Let's just try first things first, guys. Let's see if Eternal Blue is the way. I mean, the box is rated easy, so maybe that's the way that we are going to compromise this boss. Let's give it a shot, and we'll take note of that. Open up Metasploit, and let's see if we can hit this box with Eternal Blue. Maybe we'll knock it out real quick, and then you guys will have to hang around with me while I scan the next machine. I didn't think we'd finish this one this quickly, but, and maybe it's not Eternal Blue. Maybe it's something else. Okay, let's try that first one. What do we have for options here? So we got to set our hosts, and forest.HackTheBox should be fine. Come on, scroll. Our port is 445, which is correct. We can do the Windows domain to use for authentication. Only affects this. Okay, so we don't need to do that. The password, user, all optional. Check if remote architecture matches exploit target. Okay, verify target. Payload options. So let's set our IP. So set L host, and we'll do 10.10.14.12. There's our HackTheBox IP. L port, we can leave 444. Now, if you're doing this in a real environment, 4444 is almost always blocked by a firewall because it is the standard port in Metasploit. So good practice. You want to change that. You know, we'll just change it. We'll change it to 1337. But surely you'd want to change it to like a common port so it doesn't look as suspicious. Let's check our options again. What's our payload? I wonder what is set the payload to. Oh, let's just clear this. Maybe the standard payload's fine. Let's go ahead and exploit. Oh, it's not vulnerable. Okay, I thought that would be too easy. The target is not vulnerable. So let's go back to the drawing board. We had Windows Server 2016 standard. Was there anything else? We'll see. They seem to be exploiting this exact Windows server. Now we should be able to run the exploit fire Windows Server 2016 standard evaluation 14393. I mean, that's exactly what we're doing here. We'll come back to that. I have a feeling that's going to come up, but we can continue just our information gathering here. No, HunterBot. I'm gonna pause Holo. I did some stuff offline on Holo trying to get the Covenant stuff to work, and then I was talking to Amoeba Man about some of the AV invasion and how he thinks it may need to be rewritten or it's hard to follow. And so I'm gonna try to do Holo offline just so I don't I feel like last night I spent an entire hour doing one task. So I'm gonna try to do it offline to figure it out on my own rather than trying to stumble through it and talk at the same time. And once I get it figured out, we'll come back to it. But instead, what I decided I'm gonna work on, I'll just show it to you since you missed just the little first part. HackTheBox has this Active Directory 101, and I feel like now that I've done the AD stuff on Try Hack Me, at least the rooms Amoeba Man made, I need to start doing Active Directory but without any type of walkthrough. And I like this because it starts with easier boxes. So I'm gonna try to just hit every single one of these boxes. So the only thing I've done is the scans, and now I'm just taking my time to enumerate the results from the scan. So we're doing forest right now. I could swear this is vulnerable to Eternal Blue, but it didn't work the first time I kicked it off. I could just... Oh, we need to change the port, y'all. Remember, it's not port 445, is it? Oh, it is. It is port 445. Oh, well. We'll come back to it. So we have 445. We have RPC over HTTP 1.0. Something TCP wrap. That's sometimes a backdoor. Let's just check that out. Can we log into anything there? I'm gonna do Chrome. Nope. Let's go back to our scan results. We got LDAP again here. Some TCP wrap 3269. We can check that out. Just see if it's a web server at all. Gosh dang it. Numlock. Nope. Okay. We have this Microsoft HTTP API on port 5985. We might be able to go to that. Yeah, no walkthrough challenge. We'll see. We'll see how we do. I might need your guys' help on this. Although it says easy. I still think it's Eternal Blue. I still think that's the exploit. I don't know why it didn't work at first, because this server, this exact server is vulnerable to Eternal Blue, I'm pretty sure. But we can check this out, what, 5985. Let's see if there's anything hanging out there that's interesting. Nope, but we did get the requested resources not found. There's something hanging out there. Okay, .NET message framing, and then we have another little web API on 4701. Okay. And then we have our SMB stuff here. Can we log in as guest? It might appear. OS discovery, which is once again why I think this is vulnerable to Eternal Blue. Computer name is Forest, NetBIOS computer name. We have SMB security mode. I'm pretty sure that's newer. Message signing is enabled and required. We can look that up real quick. SMB 2 3.1.1. Ooh. Microsoft Windows SMB version 3.1.1 suffers from a code execution vulnerability. Let's just glance at this. Are we doing a buffer overflow? It's kind of what that looks like, right? Yeah. Exploit program code. Is this just showing the output? No, that's the bash script. Let's look into that a little more. Ooh, SMB Ghost. Let me check Discord. I have new mentions. Oh, it's just Jack. Sweet, spamming me on Discord. Thank you, Jack. It is buffer overflow. We would want to use, I don't think we'd use local, right? We would use the other one. We'll try them both. That should work for a payload, I think. R ports. Oh, I set. I meant to set lhost to that. Oh. Target's not vulnerable. Okay. Let's keep looking into some of the stuff. So what needs to be available for this? Jeez. Yellow. Remote code execution vulnerability exists in the way that Microsoft Server Message Block protocol handles certain requests. An attacker who successfully exploited a vulnerability could gain the ability to execute code on the target server or client. All right. And that's the one we were trying to run, right? That's the exact CVE. Oops. 0796. Does this make any difference? Oh, we need an actual session to run it on. Oh, local is in. We already have a session. Can we... the vulnerability in question is a remote code execution flaw that impacts Windows 10 version 19.0 and Windows Server. So I don't think our Windows Server falls into that. I still think, let's read about Eternal Blue. Let's look at the different ones we have here. So we tried 0. SMB. We have Eternal Romance. PS Exec. Eternal Romance. SMB RCE. Detection. And we have remote code execution here. We could try a few of these. Let's try like this one. Check for architecture and vulnerable hosts. Check pipes at our host. This is checking to see if it's vulnerable. Appears to not be vulnerable. I feel like it should be vulnerable. What up, Jack? Thanks for spamming me, sir. I appreciate it. Maybe it's patched. This is HackTheBox, sir. Oh, shoot, I forgot to update the name. I actually updated the name on my stream, but I forgot to hit save. Sorry. We're doing HackTheBox. Okay. Back to the drawing board. I still think it's vulnerable to that, but let's keep doing our vulnerability research and see what we can figure out. So we're looking at SMB type stuff. We have our OS there. We have SMB 3.1.1. Is that vulnerable to anything else? Well, Amoeba Man said, are there no other interesting services like web or something for initial entry? So we do have these HTTP APIs. I honestly don't know a whole lot about them. I could just research them. If you go to them right now, it just says nothing's there, right? Nothing can be found. Maybe I should research and know what this actually is, right? That might be a good idea. Local privilege escalation. Tyler, if you'll post what platform you're using when you post, I'll be tagging the respective company when I share. Oh, good idea. I'll do that next time. So this is if we already have access to the box, I think. These are all just walkthroughs, which I don't really feel like looking through. Want to make sure this isn't the box I'm working on. Yeah, SMB had guest access. We could look into that. Let's do that. Let's look into the SMB access. If we go to scanning and enumeration, I have some steps for enumerating SMB. What do I have here for notes? We can use Metasploit to find SMB version, which we already found, 3.1.1. Use SMB client to try to connect to the file share. Okay, let's go ahead and try that. Anonymous login successful. Unable to connect with reconnect SMB1 for workgroup testing. So it was successful, but it wasn't able to list anything out for us. NT status resource name not found. Maybe I need to do the IP, eh? I don't know if that'll make a difference, but we can try it. The anonymous login is successful at first. And Amoeba Man said that I think is for the standard Windows APIs. I think the lap movement AD room talked about some techniques that would use that service, but yeah, I think you need credentials to use it. Yeah, I have a feeling that once we get access, we might be able to use that for privilege escalation. Let's look at our scans some more. We're missing something probably obvious, especially since this box is rated easy. I might just be overthinking it. Simple DNS, we have Kerberos, RPC. This is where I thought Eternal Blue. I still can't figure out why this isn't vulnerable to Eternal Blue, but whatever. We have Active Directory. We have the HTTP API. We have these TCP wrap things. I try to connect to them over a web browser, thinking maybe this is like a backdoor. .NET message framing. We could look into that. I mean, let's check this out. Found a .NET 2.0 application that used .NET remoting to communicate with its server over HTTP by sending SOAP request. Exploiting deserialization issues. I'm going to say I doubt it. I doubt this is the way in. See if there's something I'm missing here. If you have SMB access to IPC, shouldn't it come up when I list it? When I do this command, shouldn't that show up if I have access to it? We can try to connect to that specifically, I think. Like, we'll try that and just see what happens. I need to remember SMB commands. I keep hitting the wrong tab. So IPC is remote IPC. Use crack map exec to brute force RID. Okay. Let's see how to do this. Oh, it's copying weird. Let's just paste it in Notepad quick. So our command would be crack map exec. Make sure it's on here. Make sure everything's good with it. Yeah, everything does look good. Okay. So we're going to use crack map exec. We're going to SMB. We don't have a username or password. Can we do it that way? Oh. It would appear it tried to do it. Is my crack map exec broken? It's like the actual crack map exec isn't working properly. Amoeba Man said, what's that tool again that enumerates information through SMB? Guess, like enum for Linux or something? Since this is a DC, I think that information might be valuable since it could include things like user accounts. Blowfish out of nowhere blocks. Yeah, I know, Hamizy. Freaking blowfish. Let's check out enum for Linux. Teamwork makes the dream work, y'all. Let's check this out. Okay, we got Samba servers. It's talking about them there. How do we use this? Enum for Linux, options, and IP. Is there like a default if I just type in enum for Linux and hit that IP? I wonder what happens. Okay, we're getting stuff. Hey, things are happening. When this is done, I might need your guys' help interpreting this, but so you must run, if you run enum for Linux with just the IP, I must just throw a bunch of default stuff at it, or everything at it. Guys, I got a new chair. My other chair was like, my other office chair I got 10 years ago when I was a work study student at a college, and one of the vice presidents was throwing out his office chair because it was beat up. I got it. I was like, hey bro, you're throwing that in the garbage? He's like, yeah. I'm like, can I just take it home? He's like, I don't care. So that's been my chair for the past 10 years. But now that I work from home, my back has been killing me. And I don't know if you guys ever see me on stream, I would randomly just start lowering, like the chair would lower automatically. So I got a new chair. There's my story for tonight. This is giving us a lot of stuff. Let's just start reading through it from the top. Okay. Let's grab some of this information because I don't know what I'm all gonna need. Whoops, I didn't mean to do a screenshot there. Let's grab everything that might look like it will come in handy and just jot it down in our notes. Looks like there's some info there, but no SIDs being enumerated, though. Sadly, if it could enumerate SIDs through guests, you would get 80 usernames. Hammy Z said, gotta get the rollerblade casters in the office chair. Best upgrade I ever did to mine. I'll have to look into that. Can't get OS info. We have users here, right? We have this Andy Hissup. We see there's a guest user, a built-in account for guest access, which seems to be enabled. We have these mailboxes. We have more users. Am I reading this right, guys? We're at least getting usernames here. We have a service account. Let's grab some of this stuff down. Don't know if this stuff's useful, but we'll grab it anyways. I have a feeling this is going to be more useful stuff, these actual usernames here. Okay, we couldn't connect to the SMB, which was, you know, we already tried to do that manually. Okay. Looking at comments, let's see, but it does seem like there's a domain called HTTP though. Yeah, there probably is since it's HackTheBox. And Hammy Z said looks like all the default admin or guest accounts are disabled, so it couldn't get the SIDs. I see. I gotcha. Attempts to map shares, password policy, password info for domain. So we know the domain is HTTP, right? We got our minimum password length. Password complexity is disabled. Built-in groups. Built-in group memberships. We couldn't look up SIDs. Local groups. So domain guest has member HTTP guest, which makes it seem like the guest account's active, right? We have these exchange servers. You guys think that would come in handy? Bam or SX, what are you working on? So I have the title wrong. We're not doing we're not doing Try Hack Me, we're doing HackTheBox. Forest on HackTheBox. I'm going through their Active Directory series. But I'm a noob, y'all, so feel free to help me out. Or if I miss something obvious, please let me know. We have these privileged IT accounts, and it has the member service account. I wonder if we'll end up abusing a service account. And guys, I don't even know if I'll solve this room tonight. My goal is to struggle bust my way through this and learn as I screw things up. We couldn't get SID, right? We already got that. Okay. So what did we learn from enum for Linux? What are the main things? We have the domain name and the domain SID. Host is part of a domain, not a work group. We have some of these accounts. These accounts in particular stand out to me, right? Sebastian, Lucinda. We have what appears to be a service account. We have Andy, Mark, and Santi. We have domain guest, has a member HTTP guest. We have some exchange stuff. We have this privileged IT account, which service accounts are a part of. I'd assume this SVC Alfresco might be part of the privileged IT accounts group. Still don't have initial access though. Let's think of how we could abuse a guest account maybe. If you valid usernames, wallet is a long shot. What about ASREP roasting? And we know that Kerberos is active. We saw that in our scan. I remember you explaining this in one of the networks in me, but man. So we need Rubius. Obviously, we're not going to do .exe because we're on Linux. Do we have... So we'll pass a stolen Kerberos ticket in my experience. Asrep roasting is a tactic that is often overlooked in my opinion. It's not extremely common, as you have to explicitly set accounts does not require pre-authentication. Pre-authentication is the first step in Kerberos authentication, and its main role is to prevent against brute force password guessing attacks. Typically during pre-auth, the user will enter his creds, which will be used to encrypt a timestamp, and the DC will decrypt it to validate that the correct creds were used. If the DC verifies okay, it will issue a grand ticket. However, allow attacker. Amoeba said, but I would not rate this room easy if this was the path. Maybe it's not the path then. Guys, I feel like we're missing something obvious. I mean, am I missing a port? There was quite a few high number ports right in the 4700s, but usually don't those all have to do with RPC, I think. HunterBot said HT hack the box is easy is not always easy. Well, let's go back to learning about that. Even if it doesn't work, we'll learn. ASREP is cool, as you don't even have to do it from a domain join machine or domain user. You just have to have access to requests to the KDC. However, being a domain join machine or having domain creds will make the enumeration process way easier. You simply use LDAP filter, such as that from Windows. We're not using Windows. What can we use? Linux? From Linux. Just like Kerber roasting, ASREP roasting can be done from both Windows and Linux, and I'll cover Linux in this section, even though I highly recommend you do this from a Windows machine. Okay, well, we're not going to do it from Windows machine. Impacket, okay. Enumerate accounts with pre-auth disable from Linux is a little tricky unless you have already enumerated target or have another domain user's creds. However, let's say we're armed with get NP users and have a target in mind. So if we create our target users.txt based on the users we have, right? Let's do that first. So we have Sebastian, Lucinda, Andy, Mark, Santi. Okay. Okay, so he's doing users file, target users.txt, format hashcat, output hashes as rep roast. Is that correct? What's this Mochan AD? Is that his folder? Where did we target the server? That was probably that, wasn't it? Do I need to do like, or something there? Well, I think I probably did that wrong. Gosh, now I want to look at a walkthrough. What the heck are we missing, guys? We have Kerberos on port 88. We need access first. We can't do SMB relay at all because SMB signing is enabled and required. As let's look at our attack map. Scan network, we did that. Find AD/IP. Zone transfer. List guest access on SMB share. We tried that, but of course it didn't work. Enumerate LDAP. I mean, we can try that. What are these commands? Actually, I want to do verbose so I can watch it work. Okay. What did we all find here? Jeez. We have our naming context. Just glancing through this. We have the LDAP service name, the DNS host name. Don't know if that stuff's useful to us, but let's grab all of this. LDAP search. Created. Object GUID. Just showing our password properties again. Tell me if you guys see anything that I miss as I kind of quickly scroll through this. Is the object SID for the admin group useful? DNS admins. I don't know if these SIDs are useful or not. There's a lot of stuff to look through. Let's go to our attack map again that I had pulled up. So it said if we got an account, which we do, we found some users, right? So if we jump to this next thing, we have username but no password. That is correct, I think. So get password policy. Need creds, but you should get the password before starting a spray, which we do have. Password spray. I mean, we could throw. So we have password spray and as-rep-roast, which is what Amoeba Man mentioned. To get the hash, it's Rubus as-repost format Hashcat. Oh, Python. Okay, let's copy the syntax down. Domain is HackTheBox.local. Is that what we need to do? But we need the actual IP though, which is forest.hackthebox. This, our users file. Say user file. Did I type that wrong? Users file. Output file format users file. Oh, users. I had user files. Users file. Okay, I'm gonna say that's not gonna work. Let's go back to our attack map here. We could try password spraying, I guess. Crack map exec didn't work for us though, did it? So if we did that, we would be like, how do we specify a password list? Well, I guess that wouldn't be password spray. AsRep didn't work. Maybe I did it wrong, HunterBot. Look at my syntax. Tell me if you see anything wrong with my syntax. I can change my Etsy host file to hackthebox.local, but I doubt that would matter. Oh, look. I had to change it to hackthebox.local. Your time is off. That's the only problem. What do you mean my time is off? Your time is off. I think that's the time where I'm at. Oh, 11:35 p.m. Oh, you're right. That is off. Clock skew must match DC time. Oh, how do we get the DC time? Clock skew. I've never... I'm guessing it's that clock skew right there. HunterBot gave a command. Let's try that command. NTP date. Doesn't seem to work for us. Time 234415. How can we use that just to match our IP? What's the easiest way to match our IP to that on our machine? Okay, by default, it will look similar to this. Guys, this is not an easy box. There's nothing there. I don't even think that's a file. Did that do it? I didn't see if my time changed, but it does look off. I think my time matched it now. It's still not working though. It says don't require pre-auth set. Doesn't have it set, therefore that's not going to work, right? What's this zero logon thing? Oh, I'm missing the service user? Am I? Good call. It's there. But you're right, it doesn't come up. Oh, let's check. Maybe it created the file. It did. Guys, look at that. All right, we have a hash, right? For the Service Alfresco account. Looks like a hash to me. All right, let's take this. Whoops. It was working the entire time. It just wasn't working on those other accounts. It just didn't, you know, confirm that it was working, basically. Okay, let's go back to our attack map. We have a hash. Let's keep moving through this attack map. I've never used this attack map, but it does seem pretty dang useful. Someone posted on LinkedIn at some point in time. So we got a hash. Hash found. Let's follow this line. Okay, Kerberos. So we could crack the hash. I don't feel like doing that. Maybe we do need to crack it. Can't we just pass the hash or something? And this wants us to crack it. I want to pass it. Can I pass that type of hash? I don't think that is a hash. It should be a ticket granting ticket challenge. Oh. So. Wrong term, but same as Kerberos. You now need to crack it. Okay. So we found our hash. And it looks like this is the command we're going to use right there, possibly. Those are only useful for cracking. I see. Thank you guys for the clarification. Hashcat-M 182000-A. Is it a 0? I think this is our hashes. What was our hash? What was the original hash file called? We can use this one, I think. It's the wrong window. Okay. Well, guys, I say now is a good time for a 5-minute break. We can kind of let this do its thing. I'll maybe wait. Let's see if it's actually going to start working. I can hear my computer. Well, Edge is taking up all the memory. All right, our CPU's going up on our virtual box. Are we done? Yeah, it cracked it. I always miss where it's cracked at. Right here. Guys, look at that. We're freaking getting somewhere. Man, that's exciting. We have the cracked hash right there, or the cracked. That'd be the password. If we ticket granting ticket challenge. All right. We cracked the hash. So we got creds. Now we could get all users. We got Bloodhound. We got Kerberoasting. I think this is going to be the path going. Do you think Bloodhound's the way to go? What's this MS14068? So these are just different vulnerabilities. So if we try to Kerberoast, so now we need to get a hash, right? Oh, do we need to specify the actual IP? DCIP, we have that, and then we're going to specify the domain. And then our user is svc alfresco. And our password was like service or something. I like how you type everything out in Notepad first. I know, dude. That's only because I can't copy and paste from that picture. Whoops. Or else I would copy and paste it. My other problem is like I only have 2 monitors, so when I'm not streaming, then I can just type it directly in, but I'm streaming, so it's hard for me to look at both monitors. Did I do something wrong in my syntax? No, I did. I did it right. Maybe we need a Bloodhound the Beast. Can we do Bloodhound Python? Yeah, that's what I want to do. So if we try to use Bloodhound Python, D for domain, U for user, -P for our password. I think that's what it was. -GC for our domain controller. Oh. Was our domain, what was our domain? Is http.local good enough? Was the domain just HTB? I don't know if I have Bloodhound Python installed or not. HTB.local, right? Fully qualified domain name. Might also be good to retry things like SMB client using the creds, but Python Bloodhound first. Am I doing, when you guys look at my syntax, I haven't used Bloodhound Python, I don't think before. Do you guys see something wrong with my syntax? I successfully reverse engineered printer firmware yesterday. Trying to get to work with medical systems is a pain. Oh man, dude. I'm sure. I hate printers. Printers freaking suck. I did say we're going to take a 5-minute break, but that cracked it faster than I was expecting. No 5-minute break, guys. Bloodhound Python -D domain -U user -P for password -GC and then the DC there -C all. That looks okay. All right, you don't see anything wrong. It doesn't run though, so I'm missing something. Hunterbot says the syntax of trial error. It might work, or you might need a trailing slash at the end of http.local. Do ns IP of box. Okay, let's try that. Update Etsy host to point HTTP local to DC IP. I did that. Right? Do the whole command with and use the NS flag. What's NS again? NS is workers disable. Oh, name server expected one argument. I already forgot the IP, guys. Why? Why does Python always seem broken when I do this stuff? Seems like this script's actually broken. We ran into this with the other command we were doing too. That looks like a DNS timeout, says Amoeba Man. I mean, why is it filling at line 8 already? I get it. I get these ones. We have these DNS resolve errors. It's always freaking DNS. And it is running on, there is DNS running. It's simple DNS plus is running on port 53. Good call. -V is better verbose. Authentication, username, password, resolve collection methods, using DNS to retrieve domain information, querying domain control information from DNS, using domain hint http.local, and then it fails on the stupid freaking script. Oh, whoops, I wanted to open. All right, looking back at the comments. Maybe start with the base command again without ns and see what happens in verbose mode. Okay, let's do that. Cannot find a domain controller. Consider specifying a domain or a DNS server. Okay. Yeah, increase your timeout time. I forget the flag. DNS timeout 10. If that doesn't work, then forget it. Yeah. Oh. Okay, good call. Let's think of, you know, basic IT support. Make one change at a time, right? And verify if the change fixes it instead of making like 5 changes. Hey. Getting somewhere. Look at that, guys. We got some JSON files. What? Too bad they're in the wrong area. Gosh, good job, guys. Thank you for your help. Yeah, some tools require the trailing slash, some don't. It's hard to tell. Just trial and error, for sure. For sure, for sure. Okay, now Bloodhound. We need, so to run Bloodhound, you need to run a different program first. The database for Bloodhound, I'm just blanking on what it's called. Neo4j. And you know what? We're going to run, let's see. I'm pretty sure I have Bloodhound, the right version, downloaded in one of the rooms that we did from, whoops. Oh. Whoops, I don't want that. Yeah, I know it's Neo4j now. But I know that the newer version of Bloodhound is a scrub, right? And doesn't work properly. Which room did we do Bloodhound on? I don't see all my rooms from the AD rooms. I wonder if it's because I broke my... Oh, there's Bloodhound. Gosh. I found it in exploiting AD2 apparently. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Guys, I'm not going to remember my password for Neo4j for the database. I'll have to look up how to reset my password again. Whoops, shoot, what did I do? Well. Oh, I saved the password? Oh gosh, I was smart. Thank you, Tyler, in the past for saving the password. Really appreciate it. Okay, we need to clear this out. No, is it node info, analysis? I know there's a spot to clear. Gosh, I've seen it before. It just clears the database. Do I need to scroll down here? Hey. Okay, and let's go ahead and upload some data. Let's go to Cali, HackTheBox. Why do I have two HackTheBoxes? Gosh, I'm dumb. One's capital. I don't remember making that one. Open. So if we check like Kerber roastable accounts, it looks like it's working. So we see, okay, that one didn't work. If we look at shortest path to domain admins, hey, it's working. We got everything loaded in here, guys. Man, I'm excited, y'all, that we were able to get to this point without following a walkthrough. Like, you don't know how happy that makes me. Like I've told Amoeba Man many times, like, I'm slowly learning. This attack map is sweet too. I still have no idea where I found this at, but this is cool. I think this is a good time for a 5-minute break. I've been going nonstop. Let's see how long I've been going. An hour and 25 minutes without a break. So guys, let's take a 5-minute break. My music apparently stopped. I didn't even realize it. Let me get some music back on for you guys. Let's go to my Mr. Robot music. I like that one. All right, guys, 5-minute break. We'll be back. Boom, and we are back. What's up, y'all? All right, let's keep digging in. Let's keep hacking. Looking at the comments, Amoeba Man had a good point. He said, hey, what are the permissions for that service account? And remember, we saw that service account was part of some privileged IT users. So let's go ahead and look up our service account. I think we can just search for it if I can remember the service account's name. SVC Alfresco. Compromised. False. Actually true. Come on. We are a member of service accounts. Okay. We don't have any of that. Enrolled, group membership. So, group delegated. Right click on the node and set compromise to true. Okay. It puts a skull on it. You didn't show us that and try hack me, Amoeba Man, so I didn't know how to do that. So does it show he's compromised now? Probably just need to refresh it. Who are the other users? Just to refresh that node. I don't remember the other users. Let's go to analysis. Let's just go like that. Okay. Compromise false. Oh. I thought I marked as owned. Okay. So if we start him as the starting node, let's think through. We know that he is in that service account group membership. And if we look at this, what permissions does this group have? It's one member. Hold up. I remember stuff. Service account has generic write permissions to administrators. What is generic write again? That's coming back to me. Was that generic Viagra? Oh, man. Grants you the ability to write to any non-protected attribute on the target object, including members for a group and service principal names for a user. Let's open this back up. That's interesting. I can't really. Can I get a shell on anything with this service account? There wasn't like SSH or anything open, was there, on this box? What did I mean, man? Set the end node as a DC you're trying to get to. Good idea. Let's open up our Google Maps. Yeah, generic write is going to be the way, I believe. If you set an end node, B8 should draw you a real nice picture. Well, I'm glad I caught that on my own. So maybe domain admins is where you want to get to. If I just set this. Okay, I see. So here's us. We have service accounts. We're a member of privileged IT accounts. And privilege IT accounts is a member of account operators, and we have generic all permissions on Exchange Windows permissions, and then we do that. So we need to go from account operators to Exchange Windows permissions. Generic all means we can do like everything, right? We have full rights to the object. Now, the question is, I don't exactly know how to abuse it from here. I obviously know it's abusable. We have generic all to that. We're part of the account operators group. Like, we're basically domain admins right now. You can set that actual PC as endnode and see the nice BH path that will allow full admin on the machine. You can set that actual PC as endnode. This PC? What do you mean by PC? Oh, you're right. That PC. Okay. So we're a member of service accounts. There's a member of... Oh, we can PS remote. Good call, dude. Very, very good call. So if we can PS remote... Is it as simple as like... Oh, let's rename this Bloodhound. Can I do it PowerShell this way? I don't know how to pass creds with PS remote. I have to look that up. Okay, enter your remote PowerShell session with the following commands. Note that you must specify the account. Okay, so let's do this. What was our account? Gosh, I have such bad memory, guys. I know it's the service alfresco or something. I just don't remember the... Oh. Okay, it didn't copy. Right? The target IP. What would be the target IP of that? We just have one IP to work with, right? Because we're not on an actual network. Wonder if we have to change our Etsy host to make it forced. We might have to edit our Etsy host. Well, no, yeah, ping. Did I screw up the creds? Maybe I messed up the creds there. Whoops. I don't know how I messed that up, but okay. Whoops. Gosh. Control-Shift-C. Okay, close that one. Come on, we're so close. We're so close. Why is this not working? You might have to specify the domain and the username, but unsure. This is where a Windows hacking machine might come in handy. Sure. I should just use a Windows VM and connect it via OpenVPN. All right. How would we? So we have to redo our creds then. Slash should be the other way around. You might be right. You're beautiful, Amoeba Man. Oh, shoot. I thought it was going to work. No credentials were supplied. What do you mean no credentials were supplied? Credentials were supplied. Acquiring credits with password failed. No credentials were supplied. Other credentials were unavailable or inaccessible. Cannot find KDC for realm http.local. For more information, see. It says no credentials were supplied. Or the credentials were unavailable or inaccessible. What the frick do you mean? Maybe I fat fingered it. S3RVICE. Those are the creds, right? Oh my goodness. We're so close. I need to go to bed. But this is going to frustrate me. Okay, let's think. What's this say to do? Oh, maybe you're right. Let's try MSF console. Good call, good call. You're good at just thinking on your feet. I suppose you do this for a living, but it's like you're able to quickly think of a backup plan. Come on, Metasploit framework, bro. It's my bedtime. Let's go like this. Dude, whatever. Gosh, it's really annoying that my VM doesn't scroll. Okay, what do we all need here? A session. We don't have a session. We don't have a session. So that's on the target machine. What about something like Evil-WinRM? What if we do this? Is it gonna work? Got it. Evil-WinRM does the does it. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do now. I'm just so excited that that worked. Access is denied. What else can we look at, though? Pretty sure we can add ourselves to the group, right? Because we have generic all. What was our path again? So we are in service accounts local. We're a member of privileged IT accounts. We can PS remote to that. We are a member of account operators. We have generic right to exchange Windows permissions. Can we just add ourselves to that group? With account operators, you can make almost any AD changes. This is what I figured. Add. Isn't it? Let's look at what the groups we have. If we go to analysis, wasn't there like... So, domain admins would be the group, right? Insufficient access rights? What do you mean? We're a member of service accounts. So there is an asterisk. You're right. What does that mean? Account operators can't touch the built-in DA groups. We can reset passwords though, can't we? We could reset the password for the administrator user and log in as him. I bet. Probably not though, but... And you know, two things, the user's identity and a password to assign. As a set AD account password command only accepts secure string representation of the password, you need to convert your password first. You can reset the password running the following command. Okay. Heck, we'll just use password 123 for all I care. Access is denied. Okay. We can't set the password of the administrator. We can't take... What groups is the administrator in, I wonder? Is that the only group the administrator's in? Probably. Wonder what rights that Sebastian guy has. So, we can't set the password. Can't do the groups. Do we need to get Mimikatz on the box? I feel like since I'm an account operator, this should be easier. I may have to come back to this tomorrow night, just because it's getting late here. I feel like the next step is going to be putting Mimikatz on the box. Let's reconsider some of our permissions we have too. So... let's just exchange Windows permissions. This group contains Exchange servers that run Exchange commandlets on behalf of users via the management service. Its members have permissions to read and modify all Windows and accounts and group. This group should not be deleted. Can I write myself to that group? Oh my goodness, that worked. Now, didn't you say it takes like 15 minutes for us to update? Dude, I'm going to be tired at work tomorrow, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Now can I add myself to the domain users group? I mean, domain admins. I wonder if it takes some time. Exit in the new session. Wonder if it will take some time. Let's look back at those permissions again. Its members have permissions to read and modify all Windows accounts and groups. So I should be able to add. I mean, being in that group, I've compromised everything. I'm basically a domain admin, right? Let's see if it can reset passwords. Oh, hold up. See that administrator account as the end node and see what BH says? Yeah. No data returned from query. Why would that be? Did I break it? So yeah, no dice there. Okay. Well, we've added ourselves to this group. I think we might have to finish this one up tomorrow night, just because it's getting late. But here's what I love. You won't be able to touch that account based on your current permissions. Gotcha. What if I change my account to the exchange thing right here? What about creating a new AD account? That's a good thought. Do we just set user and password, new AD account, I think? Should prompt for my password, right? Did I do that wrong? Oh, did I set the password as account password? Maybe it says, oh, maybe he has an idea. Well, now that we have access on Evil-WinRM, we should be able to set up a better shell. We could even set up a interpreter shell, I would think. Maybe that'll be our next step tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to call it a night. But here's the cool thing about HackTheBox for all of you watching, even watching after the fact, that I thoroughly enjoy about it. Okay, let's log in. If we go to our box, it's active. Well, it shows it right here. Dude, look at this time that we have. We got 23 hours. So we don't have to recreate anything we've done. Everything will stay active. It's going to stay on the same IP. So when we sign back in tomorrow, we can jump right back into where we left off. We don't have to repeat any processes. But I'm going to call it a night. So thank you guys again for joining Amoeba Man, HunterBot. If HunterBot's still here, you guys are awesome. Thank you for your help. We got pretty far. Now I would argue if this machine's easy, I don't want to see what insane looks like. Right? My goodness. But oh, I wonder if we could have grabbed a flag. I didn't realize we had a user own flag. I bet if we navigate to desktop, we might be able to grab a flag, and then we'll grab the system own flag, but we'll do that tomorrow night. So for those of you guys watching, thank you for joining me. What day is it this right now? Wednesday? I should be back on tomorrow night. We should be able to finish this room up tomorrow night. I hope, I think. It should be good then. So, guys, thank you for hanging out. I will catch you tomorrow night. Peace.